Hello and welcome to the Lads Talk podcast. I'm your host Sadiq, and today I'm joined by all three of my good friends, Garis, Jamie and Danyal. How are you guys today?
I'm good.
Good?
As you can see, I'm nice and comfy.
Nice and comfy?
Good, what about you?
I'm very good, thank you very much. Last time it was just me and Jamie, and we've now finally been joined. We've leveled up, we've been joined by the entire, what was it last time we said? The lads.
The boys.
The boys, yeah? We've been joined by everyone today, so looking forward to some fruitful discussions and some jokes along the way. Well, where do we begin? So it's currently 8. What's the time?
8:25.
Nearly 8:30 basically, yeah? Nearly 8:30. Finished watching the World Cup about 2.5 hours ago. What did we make of the World Cup?
I enjoyed it. I actually enjoyed
Yeah?
it for once.
Why? Because we all watched together.
We all watched
Yeah?
together, yeah.
So it was the coming together which was the enjoyable part. Gareth, what was your favourite part of the World Cup final?
Probably extra time.
Extra time?
Yeah,
Yeah, it was quite dramatic.
because it got interesting after, I think, was it 78 minutes?
Yeah.
It was dead up until then.
Fair, yeah. Argentina were quite dominant, I think, with the 2-0 lead. And Danielle, what was your favourite moment?
Probably the penalties.
The penalties? I can't lie, yeah, I hate the penalties. Even though that's the thing I was campaigning for. I wanted to see penalties because it's more exciting when you have, like kind of intense final. You don't know who's going to win. It keeps you on the edge of your seat. Was everyone here supporting Argentina?
I was.
You were. Jamie
I
was
wasn't anyone.
on the fence, basically. Danielle, who are you supporting?
Yeah.
You were betraying your
No, Argentina.
Argentina all the way, yeah? Okay, fair enough. Me, like Jamie, I didn't really care, to be honest. I just wanted a good game of football. But yeah, Messi has solidified his place as the GOAT, I think. Everyone can say that. Yeah, would you agree? Because, his performance was awesome, first and foremost. He's won a World Cup. Was it Gareth, you said he's not going to play in the World Cup anymore?
That's what he said.
He's retired.
So, not retired, he said that's his last World Cup match.
And Di Maria as well.
I'm not sure about Di Maria, but that's Messi.
Oh, okay. And Danielle, what about you? Who were you impressed with in that game?
Probably Mbappe.
Mbappe?
Taking
Yeah,
over the
I agree.
scene, innit? 3 goals in 1 match.
And I enjoyed Mbappe as well, particularly because he carried France. I'm not going to lie. France, to be honest, they should have been out. They should have lost ages ago. He rescued them in the end, didn't he? What about you, Jamie? I know you don't particularly... You usually don't even watch the full game, so how was this game for you?
I actually enjoyed it for once. Again, this is probably the setting of us four being here together and actually sitting to watch it and dedicating myself to watching the game instead of doing whatever else. So I actually enjoyed it this time.
At times, yeah, because we're kind of the in-game entertainment whilst watching the entertainment, yeah? So it kind of felt like the whole match was a highlight in itself. I didn't feel like I was watching 100, what, 100?
20.
It's 120 minutes?
Yeah.
120 minutes plus penalties. I didn't feel like I was watching a full thing. So I think that's really important. What's next? Are you guys going to watch the Premier League or...
Yeah, probably. Just.
Do you follow the Premier League?
Yeah, I follow.
Who do you watch usually? Or you watch every game?
No, I'm a Chelsea fan, so I watch some Chelsea games. And then if there's big games, I watch the big games.
Now everyone knows there's something wrong with you, innit? Chelsea fan. That makes a lot of sense. And are the rest of us Liverpool supporters? See, there we go. Gareth, man, there's something really wrong here. Okay, now everyone who's listening to this right now knows you're getting bullied, basically.
That's fine.
Unlucky. Okay, but there always has to be one. Danielle, you watching Premier League after this?
Oh, no, I don't really watch football no more.
What do you watch?
Nothing.
Nothing. What do you do in your free time, in your spare time?
Nothing.
Nothing? Any work?
Definitely.
No? You're chilling, businessman, sitting at home.
Uni assignments.
Yes. Oh yeah, how were your uni assignments last week?
Dissertation in 3 months. Haven't started.
Oh
So
my
you've got another assignment.
You're giving a lot of people anxiety right now as well.
It's alright. Many other people can relate, man.
Yeah. So how was that assignment last week though for both?
That was the worst assignment of my life, and everyone else said that.
We spent 2 weeks trying to do the assignment, like proper actually trying to do the assignment, going to library, wasting my petty, picking this guy up, going to the library, didn't like the first one, tried to find the second one. We found our spot, and then yeah, we tried. It didn't work out. Don't do the assignment last minute, even though.
How many times have we discussed this not to do it last minute, and you still do it last minute? Well, I guess most people going to school or uni, they got a holiday now. Do you guys have assignments during the holidays or
Yeah, to do know
for January? But you kind of get holiday, kind of get time to rest, no?
yeah.
Yeah, so you guys are chill. Jamie, you're not in the world of assignments right now.
No, I'm in work, retail.
Retail, yeah.
Yep.
It's a big difference between I think working and university. I think, but for Gary's, for example, you got the best of both worlds, where you study your university degree, and at the same time you're working in
Hospitality. Yeah.
So tell us a bit about what it's like to balance both sides of the coin, basically.
It's just the days that I have off, or the days that I'm free, I just apply for shifts because I work for an agency, and if I get accepted, then I just go to the work, and if not, I just keep applying.
Okay. Does it take much of your time, or from your week?
From work? Not really, because either way, either I'm doing something, so uni, or I'm going to work if I get a shift. So either way, I'm doing something.
Yeah. So you're always busy. You don't enjoy rest.
Oh yeah, obviously I have rest days as well. Yeah.
So that's something I want to talk about today as well. Being educated, yeah. So, for example, nowadays, like what you guys said is, if you don't attend the lecture, you're watching the lecture online.
Yeah.
For other people, the teacher will upload the material online so you can have a look at it. You don't really need to go to the lesson per se, okay?
Yeah.
Not everyone will agree with that. Some people will say, well, there's a certain element of listening to the lecturer where you absorb information, okay? But in this day and age, I think it's really important to be educated. And when I say be educated, Jamie's looking at me like, what, are you throwing shots at me? I'm not. What I mean by be educated is not, oh, I'm getting a university degree or I'm doing this course. Be educated, there's different types of education, and the main one is asking questions and having the willingness to learn things. Like Jamie's not a person who doesn't ask questions and just is satisfied with what he knows. Do you get it? So being educated is actually always being open. Danielle's laughing. Always being open to learn something new. Do you understand? But that's the thing. In this day and age, I feel like anyone who closes themselves off from that, they're kind of going nowhere. For example, you could hate school. For example, I hate school. I don't know, meaning being a student. Okay, as a teacher, I can't really hate school in that way. But as a student, I hated school because the focus goes and things like that. Maths, English. I don't really care about certain subjects. But for you guys, do you hate school? Do you hate that kind of the way that in this country we learn or we gain education? Do you hate it?
Yeah, how it was set and how they planned it out.
What is it specifically that you hate?
Probably how they teach you stuff. They make you sit there, you're quiet, and then they talking. You can't ask questions. You got to sit there and just listen to what they say. Or they're writing away stuff on the board or doing stuff on the computer. Give you a textbook and you have to write and follow whatever they say.
Yeah, it's kind of robotic.
Yeah.
Fair enough. And then same question for Danielle then. Like, what, apart from maybe laziness or you maybe you have other stuff to do, what is it that doesn't excite you about going to the lecture hall, listening to the lecturer, so on and so forth?
Honestly speaking, if you just do the work yourself, what he's going to teach you in like a two-hour lesson, you can learn in 5 minutes. All he does is he got PowerPoint slides, he just goes through them. It's like saying we revised for this test last year. Whatever he taught during the whole year, we managed to learn in like 3-4 days, the main bits. Remember? Yeah. And then the main thing about uni is like you're gonna like do this work for the whole year and base it off one exam. If you flop that exam, let's say you wasted like so many days
And money.
and money
Tuition
as
fee
well.
And maintenance, if you take maintenance like me.
And it's like what you learning of a book. How are you gonna apply that first of all? It's like do the thing, the assignment's fair enough, yeah, but like you're doing this one test, you flopped it, that's it, end of your life. But at the end of the day, you actually start to learn how to do stuff when you actually go in the field and start doing it.
So then I pose the question to Gareth. Do you think education should be more practical based? Meaning, have you guys heard of
Yeah, they changed the system.
Is it? I didn't hear
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
What was one of
I
them?
think they're gonna scrap GCSEs
Oh,
in
thank
3 years
God,
or so,
man.
and then they're gonna do like apprenticeship instead, or like in new skill based.
and speaking of which, something which is picking up right now, you guys 100% have heard of it.
Degree apprenticeship,
Yeah,
the best thing ever,
yeah.
fam. I told my dad about it, like long day with it.
Degree apprenticeships. You're working. I think
It's like you're gaining experience and you're also learning at the same time.
And they pay for your degree.
they pay for the degree.
Yeah, you get paid and you get experience, and on top of that, you go uni as well. Once a week, I think.
Yeah,
it
once
is.
or twice a week, something like that. It's not as much, but yeah.
That's it. So with the degree apprenticeship, the best part is, the biggest fear for every graduate is, oh no, I can't get a job.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I can't get a job because I've only got a degree, no experience.
Yeah.
And the worst part about someone who doesn't have a degree is, oh no, I don't have the qualifications I need to get the job. And degree apprenticeship fixes that. And now I kind of wish I had a degree apprenticeship because I want to kind of go into fields I wanted to when I was graduating, rather than kind of finding myself through my career right now. Do you understand? So what Daniel was saying about the practical side, I think is really important in learning today. And children these days, let's be honest, yeah, we're living in the world of TikTok, we're living in the world of YouTube Shorts, and everything is quick. Everything needs to be done quick. Who has time to sit in a 1 hour lecture and actually focus the whole way through? Nobody's got time for that. Things are constantly changing. We're only ready for 1 minute videos and we're done. So Gareth, if you could change one thing about the current education system, what would it be then?
It's more down in secondary school type of thing. Like,
So where it all begins in.
yeah, where it all begins, you should also kind of have a section where you teach about the outside life to kind of prepare you once you get out of the system. Because not for all type of courses that you do, whether it's uni or apprenticeship, you're always going to have maths, English, science, and all the other subjects. Some people will, some people won't have any. So what's the point of learning all of that when you're not going to apply it later on? So you just teach them,
When you say importance, do you say important stuff?
Yeah,
what
yeah,
what do you
like-
mean? Like what kind of
I mean,
stuff?
like lessons in life. You need stuff. You need
Lessons
to learn
in
about
life.
mental health,
Okay.
bills, how
Yeah,
to do
bills, yeah.
taxes, all them sort of stuff.
Basically,
Important
when
things.
you enter the real world,
When you become an adult.
Okay, so functional things that you need on day-to-day, in day-to-day life. Okay. I've read something recently, and I want to hear if you agree or disagree. Anyone jump in, I don't mind. Someone said, okay, if you had classes to do with taxes and life skills, basically, people still wouldn't go to class, and people still wouldn't be attentive because of their age and they don't care and things like that. Would you agree, or do you think kids would actually focus?
No, I actually agree with that. I think, yeah, depends on the
It's
age.
still probably a bit
Yeah.
bored, and they'd still want to be.
They'll get bored because
interested.
what they'd say is, why should I care about taxes when I'm 16, I'm 14? Why do I care about taxes? I don't care. Do you understand? So there has to be a gap, okay? My personal opinion from teaching and seeing kind of how children work, I personally believe perhaps make the core subjects, English and maths, compulsory, 100%, and every other subject should be optional. Children should be at school for those certain number of hours, but they should decide which subjects they want, and then that's how it should be given. Because what you find is, even when you are employed at work, I'm not sure if you guys have experienced, they offer you CPD, which is continuous professional development. So I feel like in schools, if you start by doing some form of small version of CPD, meaning teaching you skills that you need, rather like instead of throwing you into the whole science department teaching you biology, chemistry, physics, I don't get it, I need to pass this exam, I'm stressed. You're focused on, hey, we need to teach you how the human body works, so you know how to look after your health, you have to attend this class. Do you understand?
Yeah.
And then teach them that. They don't need to know about cystic fibrosis and do you guys remember these buzzwords, cystic fibrosis and all this stuff, because not everyone wants to go into that field, and not everyone understands degenerative diseases and how it works, and not everyone cares. But looking after your own health, like Jamie was saying, mental health, physical health, I think that's really important.
Very important.
But obviously my experience perhaps is not the greatest anyway. It goes back to the point about being educated, because to be honest, without education, I'm not going to lie, the quality of life of a person is affected greatly. And education, like we said, it was not just about maths, English, science, blah blah blah. We're also talking about real life skills, like you're talking about. The Prophet Muhammad, he actually said, "Talabul ilm faridatu ala kulli Muslim," which means seeking knowledge is compulsory on every Muslim. Yeah, it's something, obviously it might not resonate with you guys, but as a Muslim, it resonates with me quite a lot. Seeking knowledge, the looking for knowledge. That's why, like someone who doesn't go to college or university, you can't judge them because they're seeking knowledge, but in a different way. They're not institutionalized. They're not sitting in a lecture hall or a computer lab, but they're asking questions. They're watching videos. They're reading books. They're meeting new people. They're finding different ways, or they're trying something new. That's how you learn knowledge. Yeah, and I'm sure if you guys think back, or whoever's listening, if you think back to the most important skills you've learned, most of them weren't in the classroom. They were from real life. And speaking about, kind of working and, being practical, we'll go back to Garris's point where he's not only studying, but he's also working. So you mentioned you're working in hospitality.
Yeah.
What does that include? Like, what do you actually do?
There's many different roles. There's hosting, there's actually waitering, different parts in waitering where you actually talk to the customer, take down their orders, clearing, drinks running. The list just goes on. Bar back, bartender. I mean, I've always wanted to know how to learn behind the bar, but I don't get the opportunity because I'm not experienced.
Is it customer service? If I could summarize it, is it?
Most basic, generic definition.
Yeah.
It's customer service, retail in a way.
Kind of, I guess.
Yeah, customer service. Has everyone here worked in customer service?
Yeah.
Have you done customer service, Daniel?
Yeah, everyone has.
Everyone has, yeah. I think I would recommend. I'm sure you guys can fill me in as well. But every human being who's obviously in the working world has to start their life with customer service. That's my opinion. Why would you say that, Jamie?
With me, I'll take me as a personal example. It helps you get more confident because some jobs you don't have to do something. You can sit there behind a computer at a desk, writing out forms, sending emails. But with being a retail worker, you're out there talking to people. You can't, I just want to. You have to, because you need to be there to help them. That's the job, to help the public, help customers. So you have to. And with me, even though this job may not be the best, it helped me out with loads of things. Definitely.
What would one of those things be?
Confidence would be a main thing, because I had to go and talk to the customers, had to go and help them, and had to go and assist them. So every day, I'd be there for 4 days, for 5 hours. And every day, there's probably up to 50 customers a day. You have to go up and talk to them, help them out, ask them questions. You have to control debate and sort of, I can't think of the word. Someone will say you wanted the sofa, there's a price, and you want them to, can we have this much? What's the deal? Can you do on that?
Like what, bargaining?
Bargaining, that's it, yeah. And setting deals to try and make them happy. So that definitely helped me. And then you answer the phones. I didn't want to answer the phones ever, and then my colleagues got me on the phones. The very first 2 or 3 calls, I was really nervous. I couldn't do it at all. And now it's just like breathing, just like riding a bike. It's the easiest thing. Pick up the phone, answer, and deal with them, and they're always happy. Most of the time, they're mostly happy with their service. So even if you ain't that confident, I'd say do it. And like me, you'll become more confident just by doing the job without even thinking of it. So I'd definitely say try it at least once, definitely.
I agree. And the children, I don't want to sound old, but children nowadays, I feel like we're growing up into a selfish world. It's me, especially after COVID. Have you noticed after COVID, everyone's kind of become, I mean, not us, but everyone's kind of shriveled into their own bubble. No one really wants to help each other because of cost of living or whatnot. So I feel like customer service opens you up because you have to, like Jamie was saying, you have to help people. You've got no choice in the matter. Yeah, you're either helping them, you're getting in trouble. Where have we actually worked in customer service? Unless you don't want to say it, that's fine. But I've worked in, for example, I won't say the shop, but I've worked in, let's just say, healthcare, okay? In a retail healthcare setting. Where have you worked in customer service?
Retail. Retail was probably the worst thing ever. worked there for Sainsbury's, basically. They got this machine, and it tells you how long you should be taking on a delivery. Like, what do you call it? GD, that thing, what you call it? Stuck in shelves. I done it for 4 months, and I was on probation. And then after probation, they called me. They're like, "Yeah, look at your performance. It's not looking good. Get out of here." They kicked me out. Yeah, but what I realized is like you got people there like this, what, 50, 55, and you deep life like for, let's say, even like 10, 20 years, they've been working there, stuck in shelves, and they got this flipping machine telling them, yeah, do this for 1 hour. I had this cage of bottles, not even a cage, it was like a full pallet of drinks, yeah. And you got this customer, he walked behind me, was like, "You're doing all this by yourself?" And I'm like, "Yeah." On the scanner, it said I should be taking 2 hours. It took me the whole shift, like 5, 6 hours. At the end, it wasn't worth it. They said, you're too slow, fam. Too slow. And since then, retail, the worst thing ever. Especially stores. Fair enough, JD or stuff like that, or even Beats, that's alright. But if you got like proper retail, Tesco, Sainsbury's, or Asda, them lot, they treat you like slave. And all you get paid is £9.80 or like £10.
And that was Sainsbury's, you said, yeah? Bloody hell. What about Gareth? Have you done retail before? Oh,
I've done not only retail, I've done different.
This guy goes so pissed. He left mid shift. He was like, "I'm not having it."
Wait. So I've not worked in retail. I've done other.
Like, can we just straight get to the point to that shift that you left?
Oh no,
Go
let
that
me
straight
start
away.
where it all started, man. There's something else.
I go.
So in retail, I've done One Stop in Tesco. I don't know if One Stop's really around now. It's basically just under Tesco.
Oh wait, one thing I'm gonna say, yeah, if you're gonna do retail like Sainsbury's, Tesco's, and them lot, do it in a local store, like a small one, like he did back in the days.
Local
Yeah,
or do the customer service tills. That's easy.
don't do the big ones. Do the local ones, like the small ones.
why? Why?
Huh?
Before we go back to Gareth.
First of all, they only have like certain amount of people, probably like 3, 4 max people. And it's proper small in it, so like doesn't take that long to stock up. It's barely people like only local people will come to the.
I've got after.
What?
Remind me about your recent job. Yeah, I'll come back to it. We have to talk about it. But Gareth's gone. Fill us in with one.
So in One Stop, yeah, I just worked at I worked at a local store, a small store, and yeah, let's just say the people there, the customers, were a bit weird to me. They just said weird things, which I'm not gonna say, but yeah, just weird things.
Just say it, man. Let it be. Come on. Go on, go on.
Weird things. I mean, weird or abusive. There's two different ones, isn't it?
I don't know how to say it. It was just especially women. I don't know if they're drunk or not. Benny, they're like, "Oh, I love you, Gareth."
So it happened to me on New Year. Basically, this woman came to me and she tried to basically say, "Oh, after the shift, can you come with me?" Like it was on the New Year day, and I was like, "Nah." And then you got like people around me. They're like in the 40s, innit? And they're bare thirsty. You know them uncles and them Asian ones especially, and they go like they kind of go pissed, and then they were like, "Oh yeah, how did you manage to do that?" And I'm like, and there was this other guy from like in Sainsbury's, like there was like certain girls, yeah, that would just come to me. I don't know why, probably because I'm young or whatever. And you got this guy, yeah, he was like, what are you doing? And then he said this comment about how you're not old enough to be like attracting such people, and I'm like, what do you mean by that?
Because it's a nightmare, to be honest. There's that. So I've not experienced that, alhamdulillah, yeah. But there's that inappropriate type stuff. I didn't know it happened to men, to be honest. With girls, I'm sure it happens a lot with girls. You know, because that's just kind of the norm in some areas, yeah. But you know what I thought you guys would deal with is abuse from customers, yeah. Why I don't mean abuse like getting slapped or punched, but you know, verbal abuse. For example,
Some people have
I worked. Okay, I'll say, since you guys have said yours, I'll say I worked at Boots when I was during my degree, and I used to get abused for the most stupid things like 5p bags. Yeah, the government made 5p bags, compulsory. You have to pay 5p for plastic bags. Now you pay 5p for paper bags, which I find stupid, but 5p for plastic bags, and obviously I had to enforce it. It's the law. It's not like I'm making the rule up. I want extra 5p for my wages. Yeah, and the amount of abuse you get because you're enforcing the law, basically. And it's so silly because I asked the person, I said, okay, so this is the law. This is how, I just need to enforce it. It's not my personal choice to make you pay 5p. What should we do about it? And the man goes, well, I don't need a 5p bag. I kid you not, the guy carried 8 or 9 items. And I'm not talking about random items, like crisp packets that you can carry 4 in each hand. I'm talking perfume bottles, deodorants, and then you've got like nappies, he's got some sandwiches, he's got all sorts of shapes and sizes, and he's carrying 8 to 10 items out of the shop like that. And I just thought, I was curious, to see, is this guy really, maybe he lives close. I see him walk, he's just walking towards the train station with all this stuff. I was thinking, he's that stubborn, he doesn't want to pay 5p for a bag. I was just thinking, okay, retail, you learn a lot, and you learn a lot of, it's called...
As well, I've learned stuff as well.
You learn...
As well as upgrading myself.
I'll tell you something you 100% have learned is emotional intelligence, You know now, from dealing with the probation incident, let's say, or Gary's inappropriate kind of movements, or Jamie's, difficult customers or whatever, no matter what, you learn, when a person reacts like that to me,
push your buttons and they get to that level.
Now what do I want to do, and how do I deal with people? And I'm telling you, people who actually focus, like us, when we focus on customer service, things like that, what you start realizing is, I now know how to deal with people. And it's not, and it's not just I know how to deal with customers, it's I know how to deal with people. So you see someone acting up somewhere, let's say you're a teacher and you're seeing someone, or let's say you're a customer yourself and you're seeing someone act up, you're like, okay, I know why they're doing that, because such and such incident, do you know what I mean? Like, this is how they're reacting to such and such incident, okay? But I do think customer service increases your emotional intelligence, makes you learn how to deal with things. You were saying, Jamie, something.
Yeah, so I was in work one time, sitting at the computer, doing stuff, even looking through our emails. And a customer came in, probably a gentleman, maybe in his 40s, and he had his son with him. He's come up to me. Everyone else was either helping another customer on the other side of the shop. And he's come up to me, see me at the desk, and basically shouting his head off, screaming, "Oh, I've got a delivery supposed to be coming from you lot today, but they're not showing up. They're supposed to be coming between this time." And he's just going off. He's shouting at me. I'm like, well, you should be home then. If it's between the time he came in, it was like 5 or 10 minutes time till his delivery was due, and he's in the shop. And I said, well, you need to go home then and be listening out for the delivery. And he's just going mad. He's shouting at me as if I'm supposed to be delivering it. And back then I was I'm like, hang on, who are you talking to? And I get a bit defensive. And there's been a couple other people, but they're not as bad. And now I've come to realise, when people have been like that, not only shouldn't I be doing it, but there's no need. I just need to... it's not what you say. There's people in my family have said it. It's not what you say, it's how you say something to someone. And you can sort of calm them down and get on their good side, if you will. Even though I've done nothing wrong, I can still calm them down and get them to not be so angry.
Let me ask everyone a question. Ever since you've worked in customer service, kind of retail environments, have you ever shouted, screamed, abused, meaning verbally said something to a customer service assistant ever since? Because I personally have never ever taken them for granted. Ever since I've worked in that department, and I've seen people, I know people who work in customer service right now in the busy environments, like you're talking about the 1 hour stocking shelves. Ever since I know that myself, that this is what they're going through, coming at 7 a.m, stocking shelves, pulling forward, the pulling forward ones, so irritating. But have you ever, for example, I know I do it sometimes out of laziness, and this is really horrible. You get an item and, oh man, I actually don't need this, and instead of going all the way back where you found it, you just put it anywhere.
try to, because my mum would do it now and again.
Yeah, do you know what I mean?
And I said, well,
I do it myself, can't lie. I don't care about shit.
Yeah, I do that as well.
I
Basically,
do
it's
that.
just it's so long because you got sections, yeah, and this is I can't be able to put it behind. And also, when I face up here, something at the back maybe falls. I just try to cover up by just bringing more forward in there. I'm just like, I can't be else that's long. I forgot to do face up,
Yep.
and also with my one stop, I had to go in the two. I had so many work,
Mhm.
so it's like going back and forth.
You know,
Yeah.
leading off of that,
Yeah.
you know, the customers who actually complain, yeah?
Yeah.
I've been that customer and I've seen those customers. You know what they complain about? It can easily be solved as well. That's number one. And number two, the kind of, like, you think about right now, you know, Christmas time.
Yeah.
There's people who are working just for Christmas, those busy periods, plus you've got delivery issues, there's ice on the roads, there's so much to think about, yeah? And there's people who go right now and they're complaining about the customer service, yeah? Can you not see that they're short-staffed? Or can you not see that they're overworked? Or, you know, they're doing extra hours right now, they're extra tired because, you know, the heating isn't going to be turned on at home otherwise, do you know what I mean? I just feel like I was mentioning before about after COVID, everyone's become a bit selfish and, oh, okay, I can't help this person out. I think we need to be a bit more, what's the word I'm looking for? A bit more sensitive or a bit more caring towards how other people feel. Like right now, yeah, your shopping needs to get done. We understand you need to get presents or you need to get that item that's on sale right now. But there's a manner in which you don't have to sacrifice your good nature as a human being in order to get it done. Do you know what I mean? The person there is called a customer assistant. In their name, their title is assistant. That's bad enough. You're not anyone's assistant. You're just a consumer. You're just buying a product. Do you know what I mean? So I think there has to be a certain level of respect for people in customer service and people in retail. Of course, obviously, if they're giving, there's some, I'm not going to lie, I've worked with them and I've seen them. There's some customer service assistants who also give some lip and for no reason. They literally agitate customers for some reason. They're like, you know, that blunt attitude. I don't know how to explain. Like, they don't need to be blunt, but they be blunt anyway. So in that case, yeah, you know, fire away. It doesn't matter. But if a person's really trying their hardest, maybe they even new at their job, have some patience and, you know, end of the day, you're going to get your item, you're going to pay for it, you're going to give that company your money and then you're going to go home happy. Leave them alone. You know, that person's just there to do their job.
Wait, let me say one thing.
Yeah, go.
You know, when you do retail, you know, like your colleagues, they're your colleagues, they're not your friends. This is one mistake I made. Basically, half of my people, like the colleagues, they were like 40 plus, and it was like probably like two guys my age. So I was like, fair enough, they're my age, so I can talk to them. And at the end, I found out I was talking to them like about the people in it, like, because they asked me how it's working, and I was like, this guy's annoying and that and that. At the end, I realized after probation, one of them, yeah, was like the managers, like, you know, like them, what do you call them? You know, like the school teachers, like, yeah, them. Yeah, manager's pet. Yeah, it's like that's one mistake I made. Yeah, you should don't treat them like friends,
You know what? You're actually right. You can't have friends in retail. Another thing.
especially when you're doing probation. After probation, fair enough, you got your spot in it, but before probation,
Keep that mouth shut.
Yeah, like,
Shut.
what's this? I don't know, Jamie. I don't know if you've experienced it, or guys. You know, what's this jealousy people have at work? You know, like, you're all doing the same job, you're getting the same wages. Why do you need to be higher status?
I saw in Domino's when I worked in Domino's. Like what you just said, like being higher than everyone, but you're doing the same job.
no, it's like people that act like managers. Forget the experience, all of that. Like they tell you what to do. Like who are you? Exactly, who are you? You're getting paid the same amount and everything.
Yeah, but you know what it is? I think in all manners of life, you'll deal with difficult people. Customer service, unfortunately, you're dealing with so many people on a day-to-day basis. So there's always going to be one who's having a bad day, or they want you to have a bad day, really. But it's important that you deal with people. You know, let's move away from the topic.
No, one more
but-
thing. Let me finish off. About my Tesco job, the worst job I've ever done in my life. So basically, yeah. We got so carried away.
We need to clip this part, by the way, and make it a short, yeah? The shift. Go on. Tell us about the shift.
So this job, yeah, I worked at Big Tesco. Tesco extra, but the code name Big Tesco.
Every Asian's code name Big Tesco. Boro Tesco.
So yeah, so it's like night shift. So I work when the store is closed. So they hired people because of short staff, but anyways, half the people left. So my job was, is the whole store stacking, is it? My section was frozen section, yeah? And it's 2 aisles and 4 sides in it, yeah? So my job was 12 cages. I'm doing that by myself, 12 to 5, full of things. And it's a 2-man job. I'm doing it by myself. Week in, week out, I'm doing that. Yeah, and because it's the frozen section, my nose gets runny and stuff.
My nose gets runny and stuff. Is it? God, no, I'm joking, God.
So, I hated that job, man. I'm always on that section. I'm doing double work when it's meant to be split between 2, innit? So there's one shift, yeah. Oh my God. It was not going my way. It was too much. It's just, even though it's good pay, but it's not worth it and everything. And you know when just in general, your day's not going good, and like your clothes get stuck on something. My clothes was getting stuck in between the stuff.
Wait, did you manage to end the shift or what? Did you leave?
No. I finished the shift.
Yeah,
And then I went to the manager. Still, I went to the manager. I was like, yeah, I'm leaving. Just like, okay, cool. And I'm just like, yeah, just it's not worth it.
And then this is from us three's perspective. We suddenly all get a notification from Snapchat, yeah? And we're like, oh, Gareth has messaged us. Oh, okay, let's open this. And suddenly you see first person point of view, yeah? The door is shutting.
Oh yeah, I did, yeah. Yeah, basically what I did is, from the upstairs, from the staff room all the way down, I just recorded. I was like, yeah, just my last day. That was not it, man.
The shift. You know what? Anyone experiencing that kind of shift, the shift, you know, stay strong. Think about your bank account. Stay strong, guys. Maybe he's a millionaire. Who knows? But
Exactly. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, he got the choice to leave right now. He can find another job. Other people don't have the choice right now.
But you know what? This is why.
That's why you should try to do as many jobs as you can. Then by the time you're ready to settle, you know what you want to do.
Workaholic, basically.
No, not workaholic, but like move jobs. For example, after that, he didn't go retail. That was it. That was the end of retail. That mindset was gone. No more retail. Same for me. 1 month, yeah, worked. Yeah. It was a 4-month thing in Sainsbury's. The first month, I was like, fair enough, it's alright. I used to only go twice a week. After that, yeah, so I was like, I'm getting paid, and that's it, I'm leaving soon. Every single day, yeah, was like, you're going in there. It's like you're gonna go there, and you know you're gonna get depression, but you're just still gonna go there. Like, it's like, fair enough. Let me just do it, man. It's like you're going to war, but
clocking into 7 hours of depression, then clocking out.
Till today, yeah. If someone told me you get paid decent amount, yeah, go do retail, I wouldn't, man. I wouldn't. That's it. It's like a nightmare for me.
But yeah, I'm sure everyone here would agree. Retail, working in that customer service, it actually kind of helps you figure out what you actually want to do with your life.
Exactly, it does.
That's why everyone once in their life, 100% has to work in retail. But I'll tell you, working in creative stuff myself currently, I'll tell you one job which is so, what's the word I'm looking for? Advantageous or prestigious, beneficial. You know, working in entertainment right now is beneficial until you, until a certain thing happens. We'll get to it. Like entertainment, for example, people who are especially YouTubers, okay, Twitch streamers, YouTubers. You know, it's kind of like the ones who make it, who are lucky with 1 million subscribers and whatnot. They've got passive income, no matter what, basically. Yeah. The reason why I say it's one of the best jobs, there are cons of it and there are disadvantages where, you know, there's other things you have to sacrifice. But one of the main reasons is whatever you say goes. You're the boss, you're the worker as well, you're the boss, you're the everything. But the only problem is, and inshallah this doesn't happen to us, but the only problem is cancelling. Yeah, getting cancelled for YouTubers. At least in the workplace, that your version of getting cancelled is getting fired, isn't it? Yeah, or being put on a new job. Or being put on probation. But what do you do exactly? You find a new job. A YouTuber who gets cancelled, they're not finding a new job. Their money's getting taken away. I'll tell you who might get cancelled right now. Jamie, I was telling earlier, Logan Paul might get cancelled right now. I was telling Gareth as well. Basically, what he did on a recent podcast of his, he told his best mate who's a Christian. He told him
he's Muslim.
No, he's not. He looks like he's Muslim. He's a Christian.
That's what I'm 100% sure he's Muslim.
No, he's Christian. He's Christian.
Which guy? The one on the...
George Janko. He's got like nice curly hair, and he's
That's 1,000% he's Muslim because they done a podcast before. He is Muslim, 100.
He just said he's Christian.
No, he's not.
He just
He's not, bro.
the clip I'm talking
I bet
about.
some-
The clip I'm talking about. He literally says he believes in Jesus and whatnot. He's a Christian.
Yeah, but
He's a
okay,
Christian.
you know,
Trust me, he's a
we'll
Christian.
talk about it later. But
Yeah.
carry on.
He's a Christian.
He's Christian for this podcast.
It's,
We'll come back next week.
We'll come back next week. We'll see if we have to edit it. No, he's Christian. So what happened is he was talking about Christianity. I'm not sure where the conversation started again, but Logan goes, Christianity is. He's kind of insulting Jesus. Not kind of. He was insulting Jesus, and he was talking about Christianity. It's silly. The beliefs are silly, and he's tying all the religions, but because George is Christian, he was focused on Christianity, and he was talking about that, and he was just having a go really at, you believe in this, or people who believe in Christianity perpetuate hate towards other people and whatnot. And I just think you can be open-minded. Let's just say you can have your opinion, but I think having an opinion and this kind of having free speech. And then going out of your way to offend people for no reason, basically. I don't know what he got out of it. Nowadays, things like that get you cancelled really quickly. And usually we'd see, if someone talks about Islam maybe, or Judaism maybe, then they'll get cancelled quickly. But Christianity, there's a lot of videos and there's a lot of talk about getting Logan cancelled again. But what I wanted to focus on is, what do we think, the way we were talking about, your finances hurt if you get fired from a customer service job. A YouTuber's entire financial everything is attacked and kind of destroyed because of cancel culture. What do you think? I'm going to ask each and every one. I'll start with Jamie because he's been meditating for the past couple of minutes. But what do you think about cancel culture? Let's start with, do you agree with it, disagree with it, or what are your kind of opening thoughts?
It always depends on what it is, really. If it's something serious that a lot of people follow, like religion, for example, something that many people would follow or they believe in, then it's going to upset a lot of people. LGBTQ, anything going towards people of what they believe they are as a person, who they are, again, stuff like that, it's going to attack a lot of people and it's going to hurt them. If it's minor things that no one really, that they can either not care about or they can easily shrug it off and whatever, doesn't matter. But it's the main things: religion, beliefs, stuff like that, communities, and how people present themselves to the world.
You guys know cancel. It wasn't always called cancel culture. It was called call-out culture, and there's a difference. So call-out culture is a company or a person has done something really horrible and wrong. So we're calling them out because we want to see them change. Now we have not call-out. We don't want people to change. It's cancel. We want to see them destroyed. Do you see the difference? Yeah. So that's why, in my opinion, it's problematic, because calling out someone, hey, fix this, versus cancelling someone, we don't want you anymore. Because you're you, because, you said this. So, go on, Daniel, what do you think? Cancel culture? What's your opinion on it?
I mean, it depends, honestly, but it's for example, let's say you got a gaming channel, you should be aware what you're talking about. If you're doing gaming, why are you gonna talk about, for example, gender equality or religion or something? It's a bit dumb. But then on the other side, for example, you got Harry is it Harry from Sadman? Yeah. Yeah, Road to Show. If you see his clips, yeah, if someone didn't know about him, yeah, his the way he is as a person, he should be cancelled right now.
Every day of the week.
Exactly. It's some people, they choose who they want to cancel, first of all. And second of all, then, this is the sequence. You get cancelled, and then you make a apology video, which is you think about it, and then you can see it through the fake tears and everything. And what else was I
And the
say?
way you approach the video, the way you say it, you say it's an apology.
It's like they're filming a monologue for a movie. They're just acting sometimes.
And that's the thing. It always looks like he's acting as well. It's never looked like. The thing is, I don't think anyone should even apologize. If you said something mad and you're getting cancelled for it, I think the first step is, if you said it as a joke, let's say, show that you're educated on the matter and okay, it was actually a joke. Look, explain yourself. But this apology, I'm so sorry. And then what? And then what? You're sorry, so what? Do you know what I mean? It's not. There's no sincerity in it, in my opinion. There's no sincerity. You mentioned something, and I want to talk about it.
Let's talk about True Geordie, for example. The apology video, he done like he mentioned a sponsor at the end or something, or he mentioned his next, or in like he was talking about his next podcast or something at the end. It's like, bro, why are you gonna make apology? Huh? Is that yeah? But like, what was that about? And then, but apparently, like at the end of the day, he did bring Ali Dawa and what was it, Muhammad
Muhammad
Hijab.
Hijab.
Fair enough to him. At least he learned.
He learned something, and no, and one thing, they're not random.
Yeah, obviously they the main figure, public figure.
For
Yeah.
kind of Islamic talks and discussions. So like people like that, it makes sense to invite them. I want to say, so True Geordie's one, individuals like we were saying cancelling their finance, but the big companies, they're getting away with so much. Have you guys heard of what Balenciaga
Talk
did?
about Balenciaga. Apparently, they released this email. They're sending email to everyone saying, "Oh, how they're gonna, for the mistake, yeah, they're gonna give like free stuff or something."
But okay, so Balenciaga did advertisements, yeah, showing children in inappropriate costumes. Let's just say it like that. Showing children, and I'm not talking about children like 12-year-olds. I'm talking infant, like 3, 4-year-olds. And guess who called them out? The king of being cancelled, Andrew Tate called them out. And Andrew Tate called out Balenciaga, and only then people were eating it up. No one's complained. Andrew Tate called it out, and then suddenly it started getting kind of attention, and that's when they removed it. How could you show such weird, inappropriate stuff about children?
No, weird. What right mind are you to do that in the first place? And then second of all, doing that, posting it, you're thinking it's all right.
No, but I don't get the point. Like you're posting kids.
What's the association with your product? What's the association with that advert and your product?
You know, like when they release new like what you call it? Not even campaign, like
Adverts?
not even
Products?
Yeah, products. You know, like they have a certain campaign behind it. What was it like? Yeah.
This is what I mean. Every day we're seeing the content has been made so there's no such thing as inappropriate for a certain age. It doesn't. There's no such thing as 18 rated thing anymore. Yeah, the things that you see in movies, for example, at age 12 rated. What's the difference between that and the 18 rated one? What? There's no blood and there's no killing. What is that? There is killing actually, but there's not really huge amounts of blood spatter. It doesn't matter. It's all of it is inappropriate. Do you know what I mean?
For example, let's talk about age restrictions. Yeah. For example, when I went on holidays, like I think it was like 3, 4 years ago in Pakistan, they have certain websites. Yeah, you cannot access them. And you go UK, for example, they got such like technologies and stuff. It's like your kid, yeah, could be. I heard the other day on TikTok, and it was like, don't know if you're allowed to mention this, but imagine this kid was 6 year old, yeah, and he's accessing that kind of content, and the mom found out, like, and the mom is crying. Imagine a 6 year old accessing that kind of content. How messed up will their brain be?
Because look at
Bro, how messed up?
no, but look at the websites. Yeah, the websites. What do they say? Do you want to?
They ask you, are you 18?
Are you 18?
Yes,
Yes.
I am.
Okay,
What proof?
cool.
What proof, bro?
Go
You go to Lidl's or saying for an energy drink. They ask you for ID. Why are you not asking for ID for such content?
It's kind of bullshit. It's bleak, and it's a weird and strange world to live in right now. But like we go back to Balenciaga, really, even Gareth, how did you not know? But we know the moment I said Andrew Tate, everyone's like, haha. The moment we say True Geordie, everyone's like, okay, we know who that is. Balenciaga did such a thing. Why do people not know about it? Yeah, because will they get away with it because money or power, whatever. But I just think, do you know what I mean? Every single day, this is what we'll go back to being educated. People are being educated in such weird things, and there's such good things out there, and that that's kind of shunned and looked over, brushed over, basically.
Let's talk about social media right now. Like, I think, yeah, social media right now, yeah, it's in like its prime time. It's like before you got like BBC News and them, they got cancelled over the World Cup, for example. And it's like now, yeah, people are open to like actually learning stuff. It's like people are open now. They make their own choices now rather than like you go on narrative and you're following it because the media is.
People are able to show their own narrative, basically. Yeah, that's what it's called. Social media, letting society kind of control the media.
For example, Andrew Tate, like if there was no TikTok and stuff like this, who would be cancelled, long gone, fam? Imagine he doesn't even make videos, but people are backing him because like he like whatever he says, it's like not everything he says is like 10/10, but it makes sense, doesn't it?
He wasn't famous until he did his, it's called Hustlers University or something.
Yeah.
Until that, because one of the things, I've read the terms and conditions, one of the things is in order to be part of the thing and to get paid, so what you do is in order to affiliate link kind of, you make a social media page with the name Tate in it somehow, and what you do is you just clip his videos. That's all you have to do. Clip it, maybe subtitle it, and produce the content, push it out on YouTube, and you get paid. That's one of the things.
He's a marketing.
And that's marketing. That's proper marketing. You know what? All of us,
what, 50%?
all of us make separate Lads Talk accounts, yeah, and we just keep pushing these clips. And no, but that's what he did. That's how he marketed it. But yeah, in general, what we see is social media is, like you said, is taking off. TikTok and things like. Who uses TikTok? Yeah, I don't use TikTok.
Even like reporters nowadays, like for example, I don't know here, yeah, but my dad watches like news from back home in him. And before, like people used to like just watch like the live news channels. Now you got reporters; they have their own
YouTube channels.
and they're getting way more views than the actual like
Facebook Live.
Facebook Live.
Twitter Live. I'm sure there is
Yeah,
Instagram Live. There's a live there's a TikTok Live as well. But yeah, I was saying before, who uses TikTok? Yeah, I don't use TikTok, but does anyone here use TikTok?
I've stopped for a while now, man.
TikTok? Do you use
Addiction.
TikTok addiction.
One thing about TikTok, yeah, I spoke to them too as well. It's like, you know, when you go on YouTube, for example, you actually physically search for a video, and normally a video is like probably 5 to 10 minutes, maybe even 3 to 10 minutes. It's like you take the information in your head and you go for 3 minutes there. You're going through that information, the same information for 3 minutes. You go on TikTok, yeah, each TikTok is like 5 to 10 seconds. First TikTok might be about cars. Second TikTok is about like makeup. Watch 10 TikToks, yeah? And then think in your mind, what did I watch? What was the first TikTok? You won't remember. It messes up your memory.
And your attention span as well. Yeah. So like, for example, if anyone who's been listening to this podcast has lost focus, TikTok is to blame first of all. So focus, fix up, listen. If you miss something, you need to rewind back and listen again. But yeah, I think there's a lot right now, lots of, let's say, mechanisms in the world. So from physical interactions with human beings to online interactions to just one-sided interactions like videos like this one, or sounds if this is Spotify, someone's listening on Spotify. But what we need to do, I think we all agree, is education is very important. Experience is very important, especially experiencing uncomfortable things.
You have to be out of your comfort zone.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, we get. I think everyone, in order to grow, you
need to be out of your comfort zone and have. Well, you go through experience and you learn whether it's good or bad.
Yeah, and in order to become who you're meant to be, you have to risk being uncomfortable for a little bit. I think that's very important. Before we go, I think everyone, one final word. Let's go back to where we began. The World Cup is Sunday. Argentina have won. Messi's established himself as the GOAT. Mbappe, commiserations to you, sir. But you made us proud. One final word. One final word. There you go. About anything really, but we can focus on the World Cup. One final word. What would that be about the World Cup? How is the World Cup this year, Gareth? One word. Spontaneous. You don't know what that means, do you? Jamie, what is your final word on the World Cup?
Enjoyable. I actually enjoyed it this time. The few games I watched, but I enjoyed them this time, for once.
Very good.
I think this World Cup just ends the debate between Ronaldo and Messi. That's it, man.
Yeah.
There's nothing more you can say. With Ronaldo, for example, like the past few years, he has this ego in him, He wants to be the main person. And Messi went to PSG. Imagine for free kicks, he used to be on the floor. Imagine like such a big player, he does not care about like the spotlight. And he managed to win. He's humble winner.
So what's your final word on that World Cup?
What should I say?
Happy days, man.
Happy days,
Yeah, happy
happiness.
days.
All right, my final word for the World Cup would be much like what I'm about to say right now. I think goodbye to the World Cup, and we'll see you in 4 years for the next one. And to our viewers or listeners, goodbye to you as well from all of us. And we will see you for the next podcast next week. Make sure you comment. What we'll do, we'll ask a question. What was your favorite moment from the World Cup this year? Let us know down below. And yeah, if you enjoyed, give us a thumbs up. Yeah, and do leave your comments. If you want us to talk about something very specific, if you want us to talk about a specific topic, leave us a question or leave us some comments down below, and we will be reading them. And thank you to our 10 subscribers. Right now, we start with on YouTube. Yeah, what we do, we thank our 10 subscribers. Okay, you are very important to us in our beginning, early stages, early days. Yeah, we're laughing now. We'll be laughing tomorrow when we have maybe a million, 11. Yeah. Um, but yeah, make sure you follow us on Instagram, TikTok, Spotify, and of course YouTube. And until next time, it's been fun, guys. Thank you very much, and see you next time. Bye bye.
Bye bye.